Chapter 51. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Second Master, the old housekeeper sent a message that the Jianghu has been in turmoil recently, so he asked me to bring more people to protect you. Deng Baichuan looked at Wang Yuyan, his eyes flickering. After Li Hao and the other four got on the carriage, Deng Baichuan sat directly in front of the carriage to help drive. Yuyan is one of us, just say whatever you want to say. Li Hao looked at the people Deng Baichuan brought. All of them were facing outwards and on guard, and it seemed that they were not here to deal with him. Yes, Brother Deng, my aunt has agreed to marry my cousin to the second master as a co-wife, and the entire Mantua villa is my cousin's dowry. Abai said excitedly. Ouch, I accidentally pulled the wound, and my little face twitched immediately, it hurt so much. Ah, really, that's great, with the help of Mantua villa, the second master will be even more powerful. Deng Baichuan's eyes lit up. The people in Mantua villa are all women, and their martial arts are also poor, but they are rich. The Wang family controls the economic lifeline of Suzhou. Basically, all the embroidery workshops with a certain scale and a certain reputation in Suzhou are owned by the Wang family. Controlling the Su family is like catching a hen that lays golden eggs, and the money is rolling in. What's the matter? Li Hao was a little grumpy after getting up. Young master, it is said in the martial arts world that the leader of the beggars sect, Xiao Feng, and the little Li Flying Dagger, Li Xuanhuan, are your sworn brothers. Deng Baichuan looked at Li Hao cautiously. This second young master is the future head of the Murong family, and he may be the king of the world. Deng Baichuan now even omitted the second word and started to call him young master directly. Yes, my eldest brother, is the second brother here? Li Hao's eyes kept turning. Lin Shirin was eaten by him, and the second brother Li Xuanhuan should have most scold him, and he should not blame him. After all, Lin Shirin is Long Xiaoyun's wife. As for Xiao Feng, he doesn't know Zhu yet, so he ate it himself. If he doesn't eat it, it's a waste. If he eats it, it's a waste. No, but your two brothers are in big trouble. It is rumored that your eldest brother Xiao Feng is a Turkic. In order to hide his identity, he killed the deputy leader Ma Deyuan. Now Ma Deyuan's wife and several elders of the beggars sect want to abolish Xiao Feng's position as the leader. At the same time, because Ma Deyuan was killed by his own unique skill, the throat-locking skill, the beggars sect thinks that you, the third brother, killed their deputy leader for Xiao Feng. Deng Baichuan swallowed his saliva and said, it is said that Ma Deyuan died in the changing of the times, and the only one who understands this is Master Fu and Master Hao. Master Fu walks in the world of martial arts and does gentlemanly things. It is highly unlikely that he would do such a thing. It is hard to say about Master Hao. He is insidious, cunning, shameless, greedy, and lustful. It is said that Ma Deyuan's wife Kong Min is a stunning beauty. Judging from the means by which Master Hao robbed Ning Zhongzi and Lin Shirin, it is probably true. This matter has nothing to do with me. Besides, we are so far away, it's not my fault. You don't need to be so timid. Li Hao looked at Deng Baichuan and said depressedly. Sir, not only your eldest brother is in trouble, but your second brother, Li Xuanhuan, the little Li Flying Dagger, is also in trouble. Deng Baichuan said with a wry smile, this time, Canha village is famous in the world, but the way it became famous is a bit. What happened to my second brother again? Li Hao was a little confused. Li Xuanhuan just returned to Li Garden, and the Plum Blossom Bandits started to break out there. Many young girls were harmed, and the clues pointed directly to Li Xuanhuan. In addition, the news that Lin Shirin was robbed by you also spread. Long Xiaoyun was furious and threatened to divorce Lin Shirin directly. He also gathered nearby bandits to surround and kill you. He also asked Li Xuanhuan for help, but Li Xuanhuan refused on the grounds that you were his third brother. Now, Long Xiaoyun has issued a hunting order in the martial arts world, claiming that anyone who kills you can get a reward of 10,000 taels of gold. Deng Baichuan said cautiously, fearing that the young master would be unhappy and beat him to death. Fuck, it's okay. I didn't expect my worth to be as high as 10,000 taels of gold. There are a few people in the martial arts world who are more valuable than me. Huh, Lao Deng, how much are you worth? Li Hao was happy when he heard it. This person, once he became famous, his worth became high. Although this high worth is not a good thing. Young master, all the assassin organizations in the martial arts world are ready to move. The blood-dripping tower, the blood-robed sect, the star-picking hall, the happy forest, the green-robed tower, and the mist tower have all taken off their red veils. Even the 36 heavenly gangs, the 72 earthly fiends, and the 12 constellations have expressed great interest. The second young master is really a newborn calf who is not afraid of tigers. Hearing this series of names makes his back numb, but he is still happy there. This is really unique. I am not worth money, so I sleep well at night. Damn it, so many people want to kill me. Damn Long Xiaoyun, he is deliberately causing trouble for me. Also, does Lin Shirin know about this? Li Hao was a little worried. Lin Shirin's thoughts are more traditional. He was worried, the other party did something stupid. Madame knew about it when she was shopping in Suzhou City yesterday. Deng Baichuan smiled bitterly. Then how did she react? Madame cried for a long time, and the eldest lady and Madame Yilin persuaded her for a long time before she got better. Later, she kept shopping in Suzhou, spending more than 20,000 taels of silver in one day. Why didn't you stop that prodigal woman? It's not easy to make money these days. Li Bai said, covering his forehead. Madame bought silk. She said you like it the most. Deng Baichuan smiled bitterly. I dare not speak about your family's affairs. Didn't you see the dozens of knights surrounding the three of them? Each of them was ferocious. As soon as I got close, their hands were on the hilt of the knife, ready to draw the knife and chop people at any time. Li Hao choked. What I like is the silk bellyband, not silk. It's good that she's okay. I'll arrange for someone to send Long Xiaoyun back to Chanhe village. He already hired someone to kill me, and he still wants me to help him raise his son. Li Hao cursed, not realizing that stealing someone's wife was a heinous crime. Yes, sir. I'll do it when I get back. Is there anything else? If not, I'll take a rest. Li Hao found a comfortable position on a Bai's thigh again. Sir, there's one more small matter. Yes, compared with the previous matter, it was indeed a small matter. Can you finish the matter at once? Li Hao was a little excited. Brother Deng, I didn't sleep all night because of work, so I'm not in a good mood. Don't worry about it. Abai said while pressing Li Hao's forehead. Well, sir, it's really a small matter. It's just that the 6 major sects of Shaolin, Wudong, Kongtong, Amei, Kunlun, and Huashan have contacted various major forces in the martial arts world and are preparing to attack the demon cult. The demon cult, Dongfang Bubi. Li Hao frowned. No, it's the Ming cult. Ming cult, Even with the half-baked level of Yubuchuan from Huashan, he dares to wade into this muddy water. Chapter 52. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yubuchuan belongs to the Huashan sword sect, not the Huashan sect. But they are also a branch of Huashan, and have responded to the call to gather at Huashan. But before he left, he said that when he returns from Guangmingding, it will be time to settle personal grudges with you, young master. The young master is capable, but this habit, why does he like married women so much, and he robs them? As for that punk, I can beat him with one hand. If Sister Ning hadn't forbidden me to go find you Lingshan, I would have run over and killed him. Everyone can talk nonsense. In Li Hao's words, Yu Buchuan, the master, is almost the same as a punk, but what he said was not wrong. Whether in speed or attack power, he beat Yu Buchuan by several streets, but his internal strength was just a little bit worse. Young master, we're home. Deng Baichuan whispered outside the carriage. Li Hao got off the carriage with a dark face. Gone. Originally, I was going to take a nap, but Deng Baichuan dragged me to chat all the way back. The old servant welcomes Master Hao back to the mansion. As soon as Li Hao got off the carriage, he saw an old man who looked very elegant and a bit old at the door to greet him. Hello, butler, this is the butler, who is responsible for all matters in the mansion. Deng Baichuan introduced him hurriedly. Hello, butler. Li Hao saluted hurriedly. This butler is a good man. The identity of Master Hao was forced upon him by him. Hello, butler. Azu and Abi supported each other and got off the carriage. The two girls are too polite, I should salute you. The old butler seemed to understand something when he saw the two people's actions. His eyesight was terrifying, and he was not comparable to a fool like Deng Baichuan, otherwise he would not be brought by Morongbo. Butler. The two girls suddenly became shy. Master Hao, someone in the family wants to see you. Please go to the ancestral hall. The housekeeper said with a smile. What's the matter? Li Hao was shocked. Damn, the ancestral hall is a family's forbidden place, and there are special people guarding it. Generally, it is not allowed to enter unless it is a big deal. You will know when you go there. The two girls, Azu and Abi, don't need to accompany you. As for Miss Biao, you and the two girls can go to the perfume pavilion together. The housekeeper's tone was very affirmative and could not be refuted. Li Hao did not join in. After all, it was an important place of the family, and they could not enter it for the time being with their identities. Yes, housekeeper. Abi and the other two answered quickly. They were all polite people, so they would not refute. Housekeeper, where are we going? Li Hao followed the housekeeper to the back mountain. The more they walked, the more remote it was. The trees here were those that were centuries old. We are going to the ancestral temple this time, which is on the top of the back mountain. The butler was very fast, and his skills were obviously extraordinary. Li Hao estimated that he was at least at the peak of the innate realm, or perhaps a master. Li Hao did not say anything more. The butler's meaning was already very clear. The person waiting for him in the ancestral temple was probably Morongbo, who had faked his death and stirred up trouble in the martial arts world, and the reason why he invited him there might be some kind of blood recognition and ancestral recognition. Sir, we have arrived at the ancestral temple. Please come in. After a moment, the two arrived at a very tall and imposing building complex. There was smoke here, and incense was burned all day long. The room was also clean and transparent, and everything was wiped clean and spotless. Master Hao is here. The butler bent down and reported to the masked man kneeling in front of thousands of spirit tablets. Sister Ning, why are you here too? Li Hao walked to Ning Zhongzi, who was sitting on a chair next to him, and asked in a low voice. I don't know either. Ning Zhongzi's pretty face flushed. When she was notified by the housekeeper to come here just now, she was also shocked. Ancestral temple, generally women like them who have no name or status cannot enter. Even if they die in the future, their spirit tablets may not be placed inside. Only Li Hao's 3 wives or concubines who have made contributions to the family can enter the ancestral temple to enjoy incense and offerings. Li Hao, come and kneel beside me. The masked man was obviously very unhappy when he saw Li Hao go to chat with his girl as soon as he entered the door. However, Li Hao is the hope of the entire family now, and he can't blame him too much. If he gets angry later, he will quit and leave, and he will cry to death. This uncle, you are. Li Hao stepped forward and knelt beside him, asking knowingly, those who are enshrined above are all deceased, so it's okay for him to kneel down and worship. I am your father's eldest brother, you can just call me uncle. The masked man said softly. Well, my dad said he had an older brother. But my dad said his brother was a piece of shit. He always beats him when he is young. Li Hao said carelessly, he was not talking nonsense, he did have an uncle. His father Li Taiju was smaller when he was young, so he was often beaten by his brother, such as not getting up in the morning, not doing homework after school, etc. Did your father say anything else? The masked man said with a sense of urgency, but the butler's face twitched when he heard it. This was the first person he had seen who dared to scold his master in person. My father didn't say much. He just said that his uncle beat him for his own good, because he didn't study hard in class when he was young, and his homework was very poor. But his uncle worked very hard and learned everything at once, but unfortunately he died early. Li Hao's uncle has been working in other places, he is a policeman. Their profession does not have a break during the holidays, and they are far away, so Li Hao has not seen him many times. The last time he saw his uncle was at his funeral. His father choked for a long time. If he really said that, he really didn't blame me. The masked man's breath was very unstable. No. Li Hao said very sure his father really didn't blame his brother, but his brother was definitely not the masked man in front of him. Master Hao's father is also a wise man, and he naturally knows that everything you do is for his good. Also, Master Hao just said that his uncle died early, maybe that's why the second prince hasn't come to see you for so many years. The butler saw that the masked man was very excited, and hurriedly persuaded him. Li Hao glanced at the butler. He suddenly found that the butler was very cute, and he could think of anything for him. When the two armies fought, there were bandits and remnants everywhere. It was already very difficult for him to escape. How could he expect that I was still alive? Second brother, don't you really blame your brother for being so strict with you back then? The masked man muttered. Li Hao looked at the masked man who was still immersed in his memories and felt a little uncomfortable. I really didn't lie to you, I told the truth. These are all your own guesses, you can't blame me. Chapter 53. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Li Hao, you are a smart man, you should have guessed who I am. After a long time, the masked man finally calmed down. Then he turned to ask Li Hao beside him, too much like, Li Hao looks so much like his brother. It should not be said that he looks like his brother, but that their whole family looks very much like each other. You are my uncle. Li Hao's expression was a little fake. I already knew you were Morong Bo. Well, not bad, you are thoughtful, much better than your brother. Morong Bo took off his mask and stared at Li Hao. Ah, you are really my uncle. When Morong Bo took off his mask, Li Hao was really shocked by his appearance. Damn, this is simply a replica of his father Li Taizhu. Is there really a saying of past and present life in this world? Ning Zhongzi next to him covered her mouth and couldn't speak. She had just worshipped Morong Bo the day before yesterday, and today he was standing in front of her alive. Besides, their looks are indeed very similar. No wonder they immediately identified Li Hao as the son of their family who had been living outside. Come here, kowtow to the ancestors enshrined above, and it will be considered as your recognition of your ancestors and return to the family. Also, from now on, you will walk in the world as Morong Hao, the second son of Gusu Morong. Morong Bo said with certainty, with a tone that left no room for doubt. Well, uncle. Don't you think it's a bit hasty to confirm my son's affairs without doing any examination? At least we have to do a blood test to recognize the relationship. Also, I'm used to being called Li Hao. I'm afraid I won't be used to changing it myself, so there's no need to change this name. There's no problem with kowtow, I have no objection. Li Hao scratched his head, as if you don't agree, we can just go back to our own homes and find our own mothers. Second master, you are confused. How can you use a foreign surname when you return to your ancestral roots? The master is doing this for your own good and paving the way for you. The butler saw Morong Bo's face turn from white to red, from red to purple, from purple to black, and finally to black. You have to think clearly. If you don't have the surname Morong, I can't give you the Morong family's assets. Morong Bo said word by word. It doesn't matter. I'm a grown man with hands and feet. There is no problem for me to make money to support my family. Li Hao was shocked. Morong Bo wanted him to inherit the entire family. It was so tempting, but a real man does not change his name, does not change his surname, and does not bend for a few grains of rice. How can he give up the surname left by his ancestors for the small Morong family? Butler, Master Hao doesn't know the Morong family's assets. You tell him in detail. Morong Bo didn't say anything, but asked the butler to report on his work. The Morong family has 72 caravans in the Song dynasty, traveling across the country, and has business dealings with the Qin, Tang, Yuan, Jin, Ming and other dynasties. The annual net profit is about 1 million taels of gold. In addition, the family also has barracks in various places secretly, with a total force of about 100,000. When the world is in chaos, they can start an army to restore the country. The old butler said excitedly with a flushed face. How about it, do you have the urge to change your surname back to Murong? Murong Bo looked at Li Hao jokingly. He knew what kind of person Li Hao was. He sent people to investigate Hengyang City where Li Hao first appeared. The night before Li Hao left Hengyang City, the rich and unkind merchants in the whole city and the treasury silver of the Hengyang City governor's office were all stolen. Who did it became a mystery. However, based on Murong Bo's investigation and research recently, he felt that Li Hao must have something to do with the robbery of Hengyang's treasury silver. Therefore, he labeled Li Hao as greedy, lustful, mean, and shameless, but such a person is more likely to succeed than Murong Fu. Well, uncle, can you not change your name? Li Hao was immediately interested when he heard about the annual net profit of 1 million taels of gold and the 100,000 younger brothers at his disposal. Second master, where is your integrity? Master, I lost. The butler smiled bitterly at Murong Bo. I made a bet with the master. The master said that you would not change your name, but you would definitely want the family property. I don't believe it. The Murong family has such a large industry, who wouldn't be tempted? Master Hao can save decades of hard work if he changes Li to Murong. So, you bet that Li Hao will change his name? Ning Zhongzi said in surprise. Yes, so I said it. I never expected that Master Hao would be so shameless and wanted to share the family property even though he was not a surname. The butler sighed in his heart. The master's ability to judge people is better than cutting people. Uncle, please tell me, will you give it to me? If not, I will go back to sleep with my wife. Li Hao said angrily, it's just gold. I will go to the treasury of several prefectures to borrow some, which will be enough for the family's food and clothing. No worries about life. Kneel down and kowtow to the ancestors. It's considered as recognizing your ancestors. You don't need to change your name for the time being. Murong Bo sighed. This is what he owed his brother. This is the Yen Emperor ring. It was made by the Murong family's ancestor, the founding emperor of Great Yen, and a master at the peak of the master's level with meteorite iron from outer space. It is a token of the Murong family. Today, I will pass it to you in front of the ancestor. I hope you will not forget your original intention, remember your mission, and complete the great cause of restoring the Great Yen. Murong Bo took off an exquisite ring from his left ring finger, rubbed it for a while, and handed it to Li Hao. Yen Emperor ring, it's very beautiful. Li Hao took it from Murong Bo, looked at it carefully for a while, and put the ring on the ring finger of his left hand. Murong Bo greets the head of the family. Old slave Murong Hai greets the head of the family. Li Hao put on the ring, and Murong Bo and the old housekeeper immediately saluted him. However, Murong Bo bowed his head, while the old housekeeper knelt directly on the ground. Uncle, old housekeeper, please stand up quickly. Uncle, you let me be the head of the family, what about you? Li Hao asked directly. He didn't want an emperor to appear above him and control him from behind. I have an old enemy and have fought with him for decades. I was always worried that I would be injured and affect the great cause of restoring the country, so I didn't dare to go all out. Now that I have passed the throne to you, I naturally have no worries. It's time to resolve the grievances between him and me. Murong Bo's eyes were extremely sharp. He pretended to be dead and endured for many years. This time he could finally let go and do a big fight. Then my nephew wishes uncle a victory and kill the enemy as soon as possible. The other party is Xiao Yuanshan, a master of the same level as Murong Bo. With him restraining Murong Bo, he can rest assured. Speaking of which, this time travel also requires capital, either money, power, or being as handsome as yourself. Chapter 54. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Li Hao, if Fu Yen succeeds in the future, I hope you can spare your cousin Murong Fu's life. Murong Bo looked at Li Hao with a tangled face. This was his last request. Morong Bo couldn't sleep for the past few nights because of this matter. Li Hao's methods were insidious and vicious. He wanted to deal with Morong Fu and make sure that Morong Fu died without knowing how he died. However, in this chaotic world, the Morong family urgently needs such a person with the talent of a hero to lead, therefore, he could only cruelly abandon his mediocre son. As for how Morong Fu can live in the future, it depends on whether Li Hao still has a conscience. Morong Bo hopes that Li Hao can spare Morong Fu's life so that he can live a stable life and be an ordinary person. Uncle, rest assured. As long as my cousin doesn't do anything impulsive, I promise to make him a leisurely prince. Li Hao didn't promise Morong Bo that Morong Fu would be rich and powerful, but this convinced Morong Bo even more. Morong Bo, have you finished talking? Does that kid mean what he said? After Li Hao bowed 3 times and kowtowed 9 times and performed a lot of cumbersome sacrificial rituals, a thunderous voice sounded outside the house. Hellion Taishu, Li Hao has now taken over the position of the head of my Morong family, so what he said counts. I advise you to be polite to our head of the family, otherwise I don't mind letting you stay in Jiangnan forever. Morong Bo put on a bronze mask and walked out of the door, confronting Hellion Taishu directly. Since what he said counts, I'm relieved. After all, I have cooperated with your Morong family for many years, and I am still very confident in your credibility. Hellion Taishu was also wearing a mask. Li Hao couldn't see his expression, but he could hear from his tone that he was embarrassed now. As the general of Xixia Yipentang, Hellion Taishu naturally has many masters under his command. He himself is also a master at the peak of the grandmaster level. Generally speaking, he will not be afraid of Morong Bo. But now he is in Suzhou, which is the base camp of the Morong family. Fighting with the Morong family here is like looking for death in the toilet. Uncle, is this guy in the same group with us? Li Hao pointed at Hellion Taishu and asked. General Hellion Taishu has always been a staunch ally of our family, so you must help him if you can in the future. On the contrary, in his territory, there is no need to be polite to him if there is anything that is difficult for you to do. Just ask him to do it directly. The people of Yipentang are best at framing and killing people. Morong Bo said bluntly. Then you asked him to go to my aunt's Montua villa to cause trouble. Li Hao thought of something, but he was not sure yet. Yes, I asked him to go. Your aunt has been a little arrogant since her husband died and she took over the villa. This time, I asked the people of Yipentang to make trouble to let her know that she is nothing without the support of our Morong family. It is a dream for a woman like her to keep such a big family business. Morong Bo said in a cold tone, he is indeed a master of scheming. He just hit Mrs. Wang and killed dozens of people in Montua Villa. If those who died knew the reason, they would probably die with regret. Li Hao, do you have any way to deal with the Queen Mother? The Queen Mother is powerful. If she is not eliminated. Obviously, Hellion Taishu is very afraid of the Queen Mother of Xixia. Hellion Taishu, your ability is really not good. I don't know why my uncle chose you as a partner before. People like you with brute force are really not suitable to be emperor. Li Hao looked at Hellion Taishu in front of him and said sarcastically, if Morong Bo was not present, Li Hao would definitely be polite to him. But now that Morong Bo, who is much stronger than Hellion Taishu, is present, Li Hao directly takes advantage of his power to the extreme. Li Hao, don't be too much of a person. Hellion Taishu was about to explode. Hellion Taishu thought that he was powerful and was the most powerful group of people in the world. In the era when there were no great masters, they were the group of people standing at the top of the food chain in this world, but in Li Hao's mouth, he became an idiot with strong limbs and a simple mind. As soon as Li Hao said this, not to mention Hellion Taishu wanted to beat him, even Morong Bo, the butler, and Ning Zhongzi next to him wanted to give him a mixed fight. This guy's words were so irritating that people had the urge to chop him. Am I wrong? A great general with many soldiers and generals under his command, and he also controls the Yipentang, which is full of masters. With such strength, you are pinned down by an old woman and can't move. You are also a scorpion poop, unique. Li Hao still didn't give him face. With Morongbo protecting him, he was not afraid of anything. You said it lightly. Do you know who this Queen Mother is? You know her strength and means. Helian Taishu said in a cold tone. Morongbo, I always thought you were very good at judging people. Today, I began to doubt whether you are old and your eyes are blurry. Master Hao, please give him some face. After all, he is also a master at the peak of the Grandmaster level. If we offend him, our life will not be easy. The butler saw that Morongbo did not respond to Helian Tieshu's sarcasm, and hurriedly pulled Li Hao's clothes to persuade him. Old butler, pay attention to your image and don't pull and tug. After all, I am also the head of the family. Li Hao avoided the old butler's claws. Helian Taishu, there is no need for me to lie to you. To kill the Queen Mother, we don't need to do it ourselves. We just need to pass her information to someone's ears. Then all we need to do is to set up the small stools with melon seeds and peanuts, and sit down to watch the show. Li Hao said with a smile. Who are you talking about? Helian Taishu was dumbfounded. He had been fighting with the Queen Mother for more than 10 years and had never had the upper hand. But in Li Hao's mouth, dealing with the old woman seemed to be a very simple matter. Your Queen Mother's original name was Li Qiushui, and she was a disciple of the Xiao sect. And she herself had an enemy, a person who would fight her to death as soon as he met her. Who is that person? Helian Taishu asked hurriedly. That person is the famous Piamiao Peak, the owner of the Lingzhou Palace, the Tianshan Tong Lao Wu Xingyan. She is also a disciple of the Xiao sect and Li Qiushui's senior sister. In order to pursue her senior brother Wu Yazi, Li Qiushui took advantage of the critical moment of Wu Xingyan's practice to attack her and severely injured her, causing irreparable damage to her body. Chapter 55. You are listening at novelfull.audio. So, as long as you find someone to send the news that Li Qiushui is the Queen Mother in the Xixia Palace to Lingzhou Palace, Wu Xingyan will definitely run out and fight her to the death. Li Hao's words made everyone present feel cold on their backs. Li Hao's heart is too dark. If you offend him, you really won't even know how you died. Li Hao, since you know so much about the grievances between the Queen Mother and Wu Xingyan, then the matter of solving the Queen Mother is left to you. Helian Taishu was immediately happy when he heard what Li Hao said. He knew the Lingzhou Palace of Piamiao Peak, and he was even more familiar with the name of Tianshan Tong Lao Wu Xingyan, but he heard that this Tong Lao didn't seem to have a good temper. If he went there in person, it was estimated that it was unknown whether he could get down the mountain alive. It was you, Helian Taishu, who killed Li Qiushui and became the emperor of Xixia, not me, Li Hao. Why should I give you advice and let you do dangerous things? Do you think I'm stupid, or do you think my uncle is too old to lift a knife? Li Hao is not stupid. Tianshan Tong Lao has a bad temper. If a little boy like me goes to her, she will probably eat him to the bone. Helian Taishu, although Li Hao is young, he is not someone you can fool. I have already given you the idea, you can leave. Morongbo also issued an order to expel him. 100,000 troops, as long as you overthrow the Queen Mother, I will unconditionally give you 100,000 troops, and I guarantee that they are all elites who have experienced hundreds of battles. When you restore your country, I will also fully support you. Helian Taishu said hurriedly. 100,000 troops. Ning Zhongzi screamed, and then immediately covered his mouth. These people are indeed overlord-level figures, with millions of gold and 100,000 troops at any time. The 5 mountains Huashan where he was before was just a pile of shit in front of them. 100,000 troops, it's a little less, but if it's not enough and you help us to restore our country with all your strength, the chips seem to be almost enough. But how do I know you are not just talking nonsense? When you become the emperor, you will turn your face and refuse to recognize me, and I can't do anything to you, right? Li Hao rolled his eyes and said, people's hearts are separated from their stomachs. Who knows whether Helian Taishu will admit it at that time? Don't be busy for nothing and get nothing. Li Hao, don't worry, since Helian Taishu said so, he will fulfill it at that time. Uncle has cooperated with him for many years, and he is still very reliable in terms of credibility. Murong Bo said from the side. Murong Bo and Helian Taishu both want to be emperors, so naturally they are still very good in character, and they have never done anything that goes back on their words. That won't work. People's hearts are separated from their stomachs. Put down some deposit first, and then I will help him deal with Li Qiushui. Li Hao said with a pursed mouth. No problem, how do you pay the deposit? Helian Taishu agreed quickly. Helian Taishu was very afraid of Li Qiushui in his bones. If he was not sure, he would never reveal his identity. 50,000 elite troops, 50,000 loads of food and grass. After the matter is done, I will pay the rest. Li Hao thought for a while and said, it is not difficult to instigate Tianshan Tong Lao Wuxinyan. At that time, I may be able to get some benefits. Okay, no problem. Where to send the army, Suzhou? Helian Taishu asked back. No, you let the army break up into small pieces, take food and grass, and set up camp near Quanzhou on Fujian Road, waiting for our people to receive it. I will do it right after I go back, but I hope you can solve Li Qiushui's matter for me quickly. Helian Taishu said in a cold tone. He was not worried that Li Hao would cheat him, because the price of cheating him was absolutely unaffordable for Li Hao. Master Hao, why don't you let them come to Suzhou with 50,000 troops? With the family's private soldiers, it won't be a problem for us to take Suzhou. After Helian Taishu left, the butler immediately said what he was thinking. Butler, you are making trouble in Suzhou, how do you want to die? Li Hao sneered at the butler. No wonder the Murong family has not succeeded in restoring the country after so many years, the reason is that there are too few talents. Then tell me what you think. Murong Bo asked. He also wanted to know why Li Hao asked Helian Taishu to transport troops to the vicinity of Quanzhou on Fujian Road. Murong Bo knew that place was close to the sea and the land was barren. Except for some natives, few outsiders would go there. Uncle, we must not cause trouble in the Central Plains when we restore our country. With our limited assets, let alone several great dynasties, even the underworld organizations like the Beggars' Edition can beat us to death. Then what do you think we should do? Murong Bo's face turned black. This kid is not going to sell his property and run away. Overseas, there is a very, very beautiful place, where the people are simple and honest, and there is a very vast land. Rice is the main crop there, with 3 crops a year. There is so much food that the granary can't hold it. I think it's more reliable to establish Dian there. But it's a little far away. Li Hao said, smacking his lips. What is that place? Murong Bo immediately became excited when he heard what Li Hao said. If he could rebuild Dian, it didn't matter if it was far away. It's called Jiaoji, past Annan Protectorate, near the Red River Basin, and it's easier to take a boat. So what I mean is to move the family to the vicinity of Quanzhou, build a port terminal, and then build a large sea ship to transport troops, send people there, and then occupy this place by force. Li Hao said excitedly, in his previous life, he especially disliked those monkeys. This time, if he could fool the people of the Murong family over, and Japan, find an opportunity to destroy them too. Good idea. Murong Bo and the butler looked at each other. How come they hadn't thought of such a good idea before? Of course, as the head of the Murong family, Li Hao only needs to control the overall situation. Things like moving and relocation will naturally be done by someone else. As for what Li Hao has to do, he just needs to accompany his woman. According to him, professional matters can be left to professionals. There is Deng Baichuan for training soldiers, the butler for logistics, Gong Yeqian for making weapons, armor, and warships, and Zhu and Bai for warming the bed. Li Hao's most difficult task is to expand the Murong family and add incense. On the official road outside Xiangyang, a stunning woman is preparing to travel far away. If Li Hao is here at this moment, he will recognize her at a glance, because this person is the Louis Fei version of Xiao Long Nu that he has been thinking about. Junior sister, are you really going to leave? said a slightly older Taoist nun wearing a goose-yellow Taoist robe. Junior sister, I have to leave. Guo is behaving strangely, you should take care of him. Lingbo, although Guo is close to Wushuang, the master has high hopes for you, keep going. After saying that, Xiao Long Nu flew away. Ugh. Xiao Long Nu, who had just flown a distance, suddenly felt sick in her stomach and immediately lay on the big tree next to her and vomited. Chapter 56. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The sea laughs, the tides surge on both sides, the mortal world is. On the official road, a luxurious carriage was driving at high speed, and from time to time there were ghosts and wolves howling inside the carriage, which made the driver miserable. Sir, there seems to be bandits robbing ahead, should we go up to help? Yan Shan, the driver, suddenly said, that's right, the one who was happy and comfortable in the carriage was Li Hao, the current head of the Murong family. As for the others, it all started from a night a few days ago. Sister Ning, I'm leaving tomorrow, you must take care of your health. Li Hao hugged Ning Zhongzi and said reluctantly, take money from others and help them get rid of disasters. Helian Tieshu's deposit has been received by the external steward of the Murong family, and he, the planner of the destroy Li and take Xia plan, is also going to take action. Now Ning Zhongzi is a protected animal of the Murong family, because she is pregnant. This is also the reason why Murong Bo asked Ning Zhongzi to worship in the ancestral temple. The mother is honored by her son. Now Ning Zhongzi is the eldest sister among the girls. When Li Hao is not around, she will be in charge of all matters at home. You should also pay attention to safety. You are all about to become a father. Don't join in the fun that you shouldn't join in, and don't touch women that you shouldn't touch. Ning Zhongzi twisted Li Hao's ear and said. It hurts. It's all my fault. I refuse to let me take you with me to the world, saying that it was for your safety. Li Hao said angrily, my dear uncle, you really understand me. If I take them with me, how can I let go and do my own things? The red flag is flying at home and the red flag is flying outside the home. This is the kingly way of life. Love you, moi. After leaving Ning Zhongzi, Lin Shirin, Yilin, and Chu Feifei in Sanhe village, Li Hao started his journey to dominate the world with the groom again. Help, who are you going to help? Li Hao sat on the top of the carriage wearing a pair of sunglasses, looking at the fierce fighting in the distance and said, you read it right, it's sunglasses. After the system was upgraded, there was an extra super villain system mall. The things in the system mall can only be purchased by Li Hao himself, using real gold and silver. As for the price, the sunglasses on Li Hao's nose are worth 10 taels of gold, but after using it, everyone felt that although the things were small, they were of high practical value, and they all rushed to get them. According to Li Hao's rough estimate, during this time in Sanhe village, he had at least taken away tens of thousands of taels of gold. This is not a super villain system, it's obviously a crazy money-making system. Li Hao even suspected that Murong Bo didn't want him to waste the Murong family's treasury anymore, so he drove him out. That handsome young man is in danger now, should we go and help him? Appearance is justice, he is so handsome, he is probably not a bad guy. Yan Shan, have you forgotten your origins? You have learned to help others when you see injustice. Li Hao sneered at Yan Shan, damn, you are a bandit leader, and you actually told me that you are going to do justice. Are you too proud? Sir, then we. Yan Shan was dumbfounded. Isn't the young master famous in the martial arts world? Why is he so extraordinary today? Peanuts, melon seeds, small stools, we are responsible for watching the show. Li Hao will not be a good guy. Through the system scan, Li Hao already knows who is in the carriage, ranking 834th in the Kunfangpu, the personal maid of Yaoyue of Ihua Palace, Huai Nu. Damn Yaoyue, Lianxing, you are really evil. Even the maid is a stunning beauty. You knew, how are you, can you still hold on? While fighting, Jiang Feng asked about the condition of his wife in the carriage. Brother Feng, I'm dying, my stomach hurts so much, I feel like I'm about to give birth. A woman's painful voice came from the carriage, however, even just a voice is enough to make people think about it. What should we do? There is someone in front. You drive the carriage over and see if he can save you. Jiang Feng was sweating profusely. Although he was sweating profusely, he was really not very good in terms of martial arts. If it weren't for the reputation of his elder brother Yan Nantian, he would have been eaten by others without leaving any bones. Jiang Feng, I advise you to surrender. For the sake of your elder brother Yan Nantian, we will not hurt your life. We ask for money. A big man wearing a chicken head mask said. Brothers, I ask for money. I only ask for a night with Hua Yuenu. Jiang Feng, I think you won't refuse. A dwarf with a sly look smiled, however, although this person had a smile on his face, he gave people a feeling of being stared at by a venomous snake. Don't even think about it, Yuenu, run quickly and take care of yourself. Jiang Feng hit the horse pulling the cart hard on its butt. After the sword was chopped, the horse was in pain and pulled the carriage and Hua Yuenu in the carriage to run quickly towards Li Hao and the others. The dwarf man immediately wanted to move to block the carriage, and Yulang Jiang Feng immediately stabbed the rat with a sword, completely ignoring the attacks of the others. This life-and-death fighting style scared the dwarf man. His life was precious, and it was not worth it to follow the dying man. Sir, the carriage is coming, should we stop it? Yan Shun looked back at Li Hao. Hey, where is the young man? My beautiful lady, are you okay? The young man in Yan Shun's mouth had already run in front of the carriage, and a cow hair needle sent the injured and running horse to heaven. My lord, please save my husband. Hua Yuenu was sweating profusely at this time, not knowing whether she was scared or the two naughty children in her belly. Your husband, are you talking about those masked men, or the one whose head was chopped off? Li Hao asked knowingly. Brother Feng. Hua Yuenu was helped out of the carriage by Li Hao, and just saw Jiang Feng being chopped off by the dog-like slash. The kid on the opposite side, let go of Hua Yuenu, I'll let you leave alive. The rat-headed dwarf saw Li Hao supporting Hua Yuenu, and he was immediately furious. The rule of the 12 constellations is to only take the red goods, not the silver and the lives of irrelevant people. The rules that have been established for many years, the brothers will not break them because of his own selfish desires, otherwise it will be difficult to report to the dragon-like sage. Madam, they told me to put you down. Li Hao bowed his head and said to Hua Yuenu, who was crying heartbroken in his arms. Chapter 57. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Pregnancy is the most beautiful time for a woman, and she exudes the maternal radiance all over her body. Of course, Li Hao is not so hungry that he will not let go of even a pregnant woman. But if the other party is willing, he will not refuse. Just like the current situation, Hua Yuenu fell into his arms. Her belly is so big that Li Hao doesn't know where to put his pig's trotters, and can only support the two slightly smaller places on the belly, so soft and cute. There were no sponges or steel rings in ancient times. They were all real materials and natural without additives, but this scene was not so harmonious when seen by the dwarf. Damn, we brothers fought to death, and in the end you took all the benefits. Please save me, sir. I don't care about my life or death, but I really can't bear to leave the child in my belly. They are still. Hua Yuenu started crying again before she finished speaking. But if that's the case, I have no reason to convince myself to save you. Li Hao said with a tangled face, who would do such a thankless task if there is no benefit? Young man, please. Hua Yuenu covered her belly. She felt that she might be about to give birth. I'm sorry, madam. My Li family has been a single-line family for 3 generations, and I am the only one. My father still expects me to carry on the Li family and continue the incense. As our ancestors said, good people don't live long, but evil people will last for thousands of years, so I am really not suitable to be a good person. Li Hao looked up at the sky and said seriously, damn, the shamelessness of the young master really refreshed my understanding of him. He has no bottom line. He even threatens a pregnant woman who is about to give birth. But this pregnant woman is really beautiful. Hua Yuenu was choked and couldn't speak. In which school did you receive education? Your comprehension ability is so terrible. Hua Yuenu was still shocked. The 12 constellations next to him couldn't sit still. Yulang Jiangfeng's belongings were all on the carriage, including his bag of priceless night pearls. You know, Jiangfeng's eldest brother is Yan Nantian, and Hua Yuenu is a traitor of Yihua Palace. The forces behind these two people are not something they can resist, so they must fight quickly. Young man, what do you need me to do to save me and the baby in my belly? Hua Yuenu's eyes were full of despair now. Li Hao in front of her was the only hope for her and the child in her belly. After all, Li Hao's servants were now fighting with several stars. Madam, you are so beautiful, I just need a warm-hearted person, so, you know. Li Hao said, touching the back of his head. Just now, Hua Yuenu found that the position of his hand was a bit awkward, and pushed his pig's trotter away. Young man, please respect yourself, I am a married woman. Hua Yuenu refused righteously. Oh, I understand, Yen Shun, pack up, we should hurry. Li Hao let go of Hua Yuenu and called the driver who was fighting hard. Okay, sir, I'll be here right away. Yen Shun knew exactly who Li Hao was. He quickly drew his sword and swept through the army, then immediately rushed to Li Hao's side. This process was as smooth as flowing water, without any delay. Young man, can we change the conditions? Hua Yuenu hugged Li Hao's arm. No, I have my own principles. Li Hao said with a very affirmative tone, once the rules are established, they must not be broken. Of course, if the price you pay is high enough, I don't mind changing the rules. I have a husband. He is dead now. I have good teeth and don't mind sticky rice. I have a child in my belly. My Li family is big and powerful, and we don't mind raising one more child. Even if there are more, I can afford it. I am a traitor of Yihua Palace and I have to face the pursuit of Yaoyue Palace Master at any time. There are so many masters in my Li family. Now that Yao Yu Lianqing is here, I can capture them all and make them my wives. Li Hao said domineeringly, okay, as long as you are willing to save me and the child in my belly, I, Hua Yuenu, will be your slave for the rest of my life. Hua Yuenu couldn't stop crying. Although she knew that Li Hao in front of her was definitely not a good guy, it was better than falling into the hands of evil bandits like the 12 stars. Everyone, you should go. This lady will be my concubine in the future. If you bully her again, it's like slapping me in the face. I will definitely be very unhappy if you slap me in the face. If I am unhappy, the consequences will be very serious. Li Hao said with a grim face, he can be sure of one thing now, that is, Yao Yu Lianqing must be here soon. As for Yan Nantian, the righteous people in the novels are often always late. This is a law that cannot be changed. Looking for death. The rooster swung his sword and was about to express his feelings when he suddenly found something stung his neck. Then, there was nothing else. Seeing the rooster fall to the ground with his hands on his neck, the others were shocked. Among the 12 zodiac signs, there was the mysterious dragon and the old rat Wei Wuya, and the kung fu of the others was not much different. If you can kill the rooster in seconds, it would be easy to kill them. Why, do you have any opinions? If you don't have any opinions, get out of here. Li Hao waved his hand, and with the sunglasses on his nose, he looked like a gangster. Boy, who are you? Tell me your name. We will meet again, and our feud is settled. Rat Wei Wuya gritted his teeth and said, if it weren't for the fact that he and others had fought with Jiang Feng before and consumed too much internal energy, how could they be frightened by a young boy? As for the dead chicken prime minister, let him die. When we have time, we can promote a backup. A real man does not change his name or surname. I am the young master of Wugui Villa, the sword master Lian Qingbi. If you have the guts, come to Wugui Villa to find me. I will accompany you at any time. Li Hao said domineeringly. Puff. Yen Shun spit out a mouthful of salt water. This heavy blow almost suffocated him into internal injuries. This is also okay. The young master is really a genius. He doesn't even blink when framing others. Wugui Villa Lian Qingbi, we will remember you. We brothers will definitely look for you in the future. Rat Prime Minister Wei Wuya is now itching with hatred. Shwa, shwa. Several sounds of breaking through the air sounded, and 4 more masked men fell to the ground, covering their necks. If you don't leave, I won't let any of you leave. Li Hao stretched out his hand to his waist and said domineeringly. Lian Qingbi, don't go too far. Seeing 4 more people being killed, Wei Wuya's eyes turned red. You still want to try? Before Li Hao finished speaking, the remaining masked men on the other side ran away in an instant. Li Hao, I just tickled it, how come they disappeared without a trace? Chapter 58. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Thank you for saving my life, young lady. You can't repay me, but I will repay you with my body, right? I understand this plot. You should stay with me from now on. Don't worry, I will treat the children in your belly as my own and take care of them as my own sons. Li Hao put his arm around Hua Yuanu's waist and said carelessly. My humble Yen Shun, meet. Madam. Yen Shun counted silently in his heart and found that he couldn't count them all. Young master has too many women, and his brain capacity is a little insufficient. Sir. It hurts me to death. Hua Yuanu was about to refute, but the naughty child in her belly started to make a fuss again. Fuck, this is not going to be born. Li Hao found a few drops of blood on the ground where Hua Yuanu was standing. She has seen blood, and it is estimated that she is not far from giving birth. Sir, what should we do? This place is quite far from the nearby village. I'm worried that my wife won't be able to hold on for that long. Yen Shun has been in the martial arts world for many years and has seen a lot. Naturally, he knows that Hua Yuanu is about to give birth. What should we do? Just let it go. You drive the carriage to the river in front and boil the river water to prepare for Yuanu's delivery. Li Hao gave the order directly. Sir, although I don't know how to take over this job, I have seen it several times. There is no midwife in this wilderness, how about I deliver the wife? Yen Shun volunteered. Since ancient times, the delivery room has always been called a filthy place. The head of the family like Li Hao cannot enter, so as not to be contaminated with bad luck. Get lost, does my woman need you to deliver the baby? Immediately leave this place of trouble and find a secluded place to take over. If the child wants to come out, there is no time to delay. Who is Li Hao? He has master-level medical skills and a large amount of Jinxiang cardamom. As long as the person is not dead, he can pull him back from the gates of hell. It's just delivering a baby, which is too unchallenging. Madam, come on, I'll say 1, 2, 3, and you just push hard. In the carriage, Li Hao is now a part-time midwife. Although he has extraordinary medical skills, he is still a little flustered when it comes to clinical experiments. Young master, can you go out? Ah, it hurts. Hua Yuanu's pretty face turned pale and red, and she was entangled and moved at the same time. Her face turned pale for a while because it hurts, the baby in her belly is too noisy. She turned red for a while because she was embarrassed. A male doctor delivered a baby. Just thinking about it, you can dig out a 3-bedroom and 1 living room house with your toes. She was entangled because her husband had just died, and someone wanted to take advantage of her, and this person's hands and feet were extremely dishonest. Although he did it very covertly, she could feel it. As for being moved, in this era, women are all vassals of men, and having 3 wives and 4 concubines is a common thing. In such a big environment, a young man who is obviously a rich man is willing to deliver his baby. In the world today, except for him, no one else would do this. Madam, this is not the time to be pretentious. Your fetus is in an abnormal position. If you don't pay attention, you may have heavy bleeding. In serious cases, it will be 1 corpse and 3 lives. Although you and I haven't married yet, I already regard you as the daughter-in-law of the Li family. Li Hao said nervously. With dirty hands, he couldn't even scratch his back, which was extremely uncomfortable. 1 corpse and 3 lives, young master, you are. Hua Yuanu was frightened by what Li Hao said. I didn't have half of my life, and none of them came out. You suddenly told me that there are two in your belly. You want my life. The meaning is very simple, that is, there are two little ones in your belly. Hua Yuanu couldn't speak, because there was another wave of severe pain in her stomach. Bear with it, I'll give you a belly massage to relieve the pain. Yen Shun's hot water was finally ready. Li Hao washed his hands and wiped Hua Yuanu's face with a towel. After taking off her top, Hua Yuanu's bulging belly shocked Li Hao. This woman is really a magical creature. She can move freely with such a big belly. Can you please stop looking? Hua Yuanu finally couldn't bear it anymore. I can still bear the stomachache. After all, the baby has to come out. As for clothes, is it necessary to take them off? It's no wonder that people are shy. The main reason is that Li Hao was too cruel and didn't even leave a piece of small clothes for people. Okay, I'll close my eyes. Li Hao smiled embarrassedly. I didn't mean it. Do you believe it? This is all instinct engraved in my bones. Sir, can I ask you something? Hua Yuanu's stomach hurt so much that she started to twitch. If you have anything to say, just say it directly. What's our relationship? There's no need to hide it. Tuck it in. Li Hao's voice was a little trembling. No wonder a friend from the north in his previous life liked to eat handmade noodles. It turned out that he couldn't bear the feeling of kneading dough with his hands. When the baby is in an abnormal position, shouldn't the abdomen be massaged? Hua Yuanu said angrily. Is it you or am I a doctor? You must always believe in the professional ethics of doctors. Li Hao said with a serious expression. Although he said so, he still put his hand on her abdomen after he finished speaking to help her correct the fetal position. Wow, wow. With a loud cry of a baby, Hua Yuanu's first child came to this world safely. Well, I'm so tired. This delivery is much more troublesome than killing people. It seems that I should use my strengths in the future. I don't have any talent for curing diseases and saving lives. Li Hao sighed. After this experience, he never wanted to do the work of delivering babies again. Sir, my stomach starts to hurt again. Hua Yuanu grabbed the corner of Li Hao's clothes, and the whole person was a little weak. Take a rest, take this, I will clean this kid. Li Hao handed Hua Yuanu a small pill of huandan, and then began to help the baby cut the umbilical cord. Sir, I just gave birth, I can't do that thing yet. Looking at the small pill handed over by Li Hao, Hua Yuanu's face instantly became pale. What should I do if this young master is wolfish at this time? Hua Yuanu thought to herself. What are you thinking about? This is a small pill, which can not only recover from injuries, but also restore some physical strength. Li Hao looked at this stupid woman with a frown on his face. Damn it, if I want to do that kind of thing, there are plenty of ways to make you submit. Do I need to give you a small pill? It's really like a dog biting Lu Dongbin, who doesn't know a good person's heart. Chapter 59. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Woo wow, wow. With the experience of giving birth for the first time, and the physical strength replenished by Xiao Huan Dan, Hua Yuanu quickly unloaded the second cargo in her stomach. So ugly, Hua Yuanu said as she watched Li Hao cut the umbilical cord, wrapped the two children and brought them over. The newborn babies were wrinkled all over, and many of them had blue and purple marks on their bodies, so, at first glance, they were really ugly. However, there are probably not many people in history who think their sons are ugly like Hua Yuanu. Children look like this when they are just born. After a few days, when he grows stronger and his skin opens up, he will look good. Li Hao looked at the two little bastards who were wrapped tightly, and his heart was full of excitement. These two are the future geniuses, Hua Wuk and Xiao Yuer. Now they are in his hands, and he can deal with them however he wants. Sir, you are the lifesaver of our mother and son. Otherwise, you can give the two children a name. Hua Yuanu said a little shyly. The child's father or the elders in the family usually give the name. It is rare for an outsider to give the child a name like this. However, Hua Yuanu could not care about anything at this time. Li Hao was the lifesaver of the three of them. Secondly, she and her child would need Li Hao's care in the future, otherwise they would be found by Yao Yue sooner or later. Hua Yuenu, you are not coming out yet. Do you want me to get into the carriage and catch you out? That before Li Hao had time to name the little guy, a cold voice came from a distance, the voice came from far away, and when the last word Ma was spoken, the speaker was about 20 meters away from the carriage. Oh no, it's Palace Master Yao Yue. Hua Yuenu was shocked. The big devil finally arrived here before the hero Yan Nantian arrived. What are you afraid of? Take this. Li Hao stuffed a black pill into Hua Yuenu's mouth, then took out another one, kneaded it into powder, and applied it on Hua Yuenu's face. Don't be afraid. From now on, you are my wife, Mrs. Li. No matter how Yao Yue asks, just don't admit that you are Hua Yuenu. I'll take care of everything. Li Hao used the means of voice transmission to remind Hua Yuenu. Hua Yuenu nodded. No, why did her voice become like this? Her voice now sounds like a broken arrow, which is simply a tragedy on earth. Could it be that the pill that the young master gave her just now is poisonous? Woohoo! The pill is going to play. You are so bold. This is the carriage of my master. Inside the carriage are my master and his wife. Yen Shun was loyal. He drew out a steel knife and blocked the carriage. Ha ha ha. You are a pretty good slave. You dare to block my way. I will personally beat you up and let you die a little more painfully. Yao Yue laughed. Since Yao Yu took over the position of the palace master of Yihua Palace, no one in the martial arts world dared to block her way. When they saw her from a distance, they ran away as if they were avoiding the plague. Yen Shun dared to block her way with a knife. Yao Yu, you are Yao Yu of Yihua Palace. Yen Shun was confused. Yao Yu is a master of the half-step grandmaster level, and the person with the highest martial arts value that this world can bear. Although she is a half-step grandmaster, it is very easy to kill a grandmaster. As for me, it is as easy as killing a pig or a dog. Also, since you appreciate me, why do you let me die a little more painfully? What kind of logic is this? Get out of the way. Yao Yu said two words coldly. Yen Shun wanted to say that I won't let him, but before he finished speaking, his body moved to the side like a puppet. Yen Shun was terrified. What kind of magic trick is this? Since following Li Hao, he has taken a lot of natural treasures to improve his strength. Now he is at the peak of innateness and can break through to the grandmaster level at any time. But even so, under the pressure of Yao Yu, his body is out of his control. Li Hao, the current head of Gusu Murong, wishes Palace Master Yao Yu great success in her magical power and breaking through to the position of a half-step grandmaster. Palace Master, may you enjoy eternal happiness and a long life. Just as Yao Yu was about to smash the carriage to pieces with a slap, Li Hao's voice rang out in the carriage. The system scans the host and the third member of the Kunfangpu appears near the host, Palace Master of Yihua Palace, Yao Yu. Measurements, 89.59, 90. Please keep up the good work and take it as your responsibility to complete the task. System, shut up. Is Yao Yu someone I can mess with now? What a woman who brings good fortune to her husband. As our ancestors said, a big but makes it easy to give birth. Judging from Yao Yu's conditions, she is probably the kind of woman who gives birth to a baby with one leg and one leg. If I honestly take Yao Yue, Li Qin Luo, and Wang Yiyan home and work behind closed doors, it is estimated that in a few years, the Li family will be prosperous. The head of the Gusu Murong family is not surnamed Murong, but Li. This time, Yao Yue was not angry, but laughed. Do you think I'm stupid? You believe such words? This young lady, I'm telling the truth. Li Hao jumped down from the carriage. What a third place. If she didn't have a cold face that kept strangers away, it is estimated that licking dogs could be all over the world. Of course, if others are willing, Li Hao doesn't mind being a licking dog. Licking is healthier. Young lady. Yao Yue was dumbfounded. What kind of name is this? Everyone in the world doesn't know that I, Yao Yue, kill people without blinking an eye. Everyone calls me a witch, a big devil, a demon woman. This is the first time I have heard a name like young lady since I grew up, but it still sounds quite pleasant. No, it should be quite unique, hehe. Ihua Palace Yaoyue is famous for her obsession with appearance. In front of her, being ugly is a sin. For someone like Yan Shan, basically, she can just slap him in the face. Otherwise, she wouldn't have chased Yulang Jiangfeng all over the world. Yan Shan, I eat your rice, and you want to slap me to death at any time, but Li Hao is different. Recently, under the transformation of Huangdi Neijing, his lips and teeth have become red, just like a little boy next door, which makes Yaoyue want to play with him. Yes. The palace master should look about the same age as me, but the palace master has been famous for a long time, so it's not wrong to call her little sister. Li Hao said wronged. How old are you this year? Yaoyue asked in a very calm tone. If someone familiar with her was here, they would be shocked. Yaoyue, who kills without blinking, can be so gentle. This has never happened before. Xing Nu, is that my sister? Lian Xing, who had rushed over from a distance to stop Yao Yu from killing people, was instantly at a loss when she saw this scene. She quickly turned around and asked Hua Xingnu from Ihua Palace who had followed her over. Chapter 60. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Palace Master Lianxing, that should, maybe, perhaps, maybe, it's the Grand Palace Master. The Grand Palace Master wouldn't be possessed by evil spirits, right? The beautiful Hua Xingnu opened her mouth wide, not knowing how to answer the question of Palace Master Lianxing. Possessed by evil spirits, nonsense. My sister is a half-step grandmaster, the top warrior in this world. She is full of aura, and ghosts and monsters can't get close to her. How could she be possessed by evil spirits? Lianxing scolded. Then what is the Grand Palace Master? Hua Xingnu asked in a low voice. I smell the scent of love, maybe my sister is attracted to that little brother. Lianxing said with her chin propped up, well, that must be the case. Spring is here, the seeds are sprouting, the insects are awakening, and Sister Yaoyue must have started to think about love. Love, the Grand Palace Master wouldn't be, Hua Xingnu hadn't finished speaking when her chest hurt and a trickle of blood flowed from the corner of her mouth. Who is Yao Yu? With such a high level of martial arts, she is naturally observant and alert. She can even hear the chirping of insects clearly. How could she not hear the gossips of Lianxing and Hua Xingnu? Trouble comes from the mouth, so a small punishment is a big warning. This time, Hua Xingnu will be in pain for a while. As for Lianxing, nothing happened. Although Yao Yu has killed countless people, he is still relatively tolerant of his sister. After all, he owes her this. I am Li Hao, 22 years old this year. The person in the carriage is my wife. I am taking my wife to Xinyang, Hunan to testify for my elder brother Qiao Feng and clear his grievances of killing Ma Deyuan, the deputy leader of the beggars sect. Unexpectedly, my wife couldn't stand the bumps of the carriage and suddenly had abdominal pain on the road. In this place where there is no village or shop, I have no choice but to deliver the baby for my wife myself. Fortunately, the ancestors of the family bless them, and the three of them are safe. Speaking of delivering the baby, Li Hao showed a shy expression on his face. The person in the carriage is your wife, and she just gave birth. Yao Yu was stunned. Could it be that the person in the carriage was not Hua Yuanu? She was deceived. Before, Yao Yu suddenly received an anonymous letter in Ihua Palace. Yulang Jiangfeng was going to take the traitor Hua Yuanu of Ihua Palace to meet his elder brother Yan Nantian. They took this road, and Hua Yuanu was also pregnant and about to give birth. That's why she yelled at Hua Yuanu to get off the carriage as soon as she appeared. Who knew that the person who got off was Li Hao, a young man? Yes, sister, meeting is fate. Our children haven't been named yet. Why don't you give me one? Li Hao returned to the carriage and snatched the eldest child from Hua Yuanu's arms. Sir. Hua Yuanu looked at Li Hao nervously, her eyes full of reluctance. Although Yao Yuan is very beautiful, she is a cruel person. She is suspicious, cruel and bloodthirsty. If a child makes her unhappy and something unexpected happens, what should she do? Don't worry, she won't do anything to the child. Li Hao gave her a reassuring look. Li Hao, Sister Yao Yu, please give me some strength and crush this one to death so that I can get the reward. This, how do I hold this? I have never held it before. Looking at the baby handed over by Li Hao, Yao Yu seemed a little flustered. When it comes to killing, she is not inferior to anyone. But it would be better to let her slap him directly than to hold the baby. Just like that, hold your butt with this hand and support your head with this hand. Li Hao helped to give hands-on guidance. With such good conditions, it would be a waste if she didn't learn to take care of children. With her 90-ton circumference, if she didn't have 3, 4, 5, or 6 children, it would be a waste of resources. Xingnu, my sister is probably possessed by evil spirits. When you go back, find a wizard to perform a magic trick in the palace. Lianxing looked at Yao Yue, who was in a panic because of a baby in the distance, and turned back to the maid Hua Xingnu. Hua Xingnu, Lianxing Palace Master, please don't yell at me. There are some things you can say that we dare not even think about. He looks so ugly. Yao Yue said while holding Hua Yuanu's son. He really doesn't look good. Just like his father. Sister, please help me choose a name. It's a headache to think of 2 names at once. Li Hao said, covering his forehead. Everyone in the Li family has difficulty naming. When thinking of his name, his father just looked up a random word in the dictionary and picked one. His name is okay. His father's name is Li Taizhu, his grandfather's name is Li Ergu, and it is said that his old grandfather in the Li family is called Li Dia, and his great-grandfather's name is. This child is strong and has amazing bones. His father is also a young hero. Let's call him Wuk. Yao Yue thought for a while and said, Wuk means flawless. Yao Yue herself is a person with severe obsessive-compulsive disorder, and it is in the late stage. Wuk, sounds good, so he will be called Li Wuk in the future. Wuk, why don't you thank the beautiful aunt for the name for you? Li Hao smiled and teased the future Tianjiao Hua Wuk, but there will be no Hua Wuk in the world in the future, but there will be one more Li Wuk. Hua Wuk, Jiang Xiaoyu, you two are in my hands now, wait and see how I deal with you. You are lucky, you are still young, and I don't plan to kill you. However, when you grow up, I will let you read and learn to read, the 4 books and 5 classics, the Spring and Autumn Book of Rites, the 100 Schools of Thought, 1 set of Huanggang secret scrolls every day. If you don't study well, I will spank your mother's ass, and then let her take you away, ha ha ha. Master Li, what's wrong with you? Yao Yu found that Li Hao seemed to be a little bit wrong. She followed his gaze and saw her own deep V. No, I just said that this little bastard is so white. Li Hao came back to his senses and quickly reached out to wipe his mouth. So white. Yao Yue looked at the dark Li Wuk in her arms. This is called white, it's just like a piece of charcoal. Sister, whose child is this? It's so cute. Lianxing found that her sister no longer had the strong murderous aura before, and hurried over to check. Cute? I don't think so. Yao Yue rolled her eyes and said to Lianxing, Black, how can it be cute? Let me hold it. Lianxing clumsily took Li Wuk from Yao Yue's hands. Baby, good boy, let your sister take a good look. Lianxing pouted at Li Wuk. Lianxing's actions were so cute, showing the mentality of a little girl. The sentence that Li Hao wanted to hear most now was, the child is so cute, can I hold his father? Wow. Wow. Li Wuk suddenly grinned and burst into tears. What does this mean? Lianxing hugged Li Wuk with one hand and pulled her right hand out from under his little butt. He peed. Yao Yue pursed her lips.